Hello there, and welcome to Stick Around, the channel where I review what I've been watching, playing, and listening to. Today I've got a review of Pusha T's Daytona, released in this year, 2018. Daytona is the third album by Pusha T, and it's released on Kanye's Good Music label and Def Jam Recordings. It's the first of a series of 5 albums released by Kanye West over a 5-week span. I've already reviewed Kids See Ghosts, which is the third of the 5, and was a big fan. As with the other 5 releases, this one's short. It's got 7 tracks and comes in at just over 20 minutes. Notably, Pusha T is the president of Kanye's Good Music label at the minute. Thematically, the album largely talks about Pusha T's past as a dealer and how good he was at it. Yeah, we get the point, Pusha. As well as alluding to his authenticity in that he was a dealer before he started making music, whereas a lot of rappers start making music, then learn about dealing so that they can write about it. The whole shebang is produced by Kanye West. I'm going to talk about some of my favourite tracks and then sort of give my overall thoughts in standard stick-around fashion. So let's get started. If you know, you know. The opening track talks about his drug dealing past, surprisingly. Essentially, it's about you're only going to know what he's going through if you've lived a similar life to what he has. The production is great with some sort of screeching, not annoying, screeching sounds over the top of a very sort of punchy beat. Things get mixed up with various well-chosen samples, a bit of a theme throughout this album. Once again, Kanye's sample picking is second to none. It sort of sets the tone for the album with, Kanye's production blending really well with Pusha T's quite intense rapping style that's kind of begging for you to pay attention to every single word that's quite, intense. Hard Piano, track 3, is a highlight for me. I've heard some complaints about the opening being laboured, and I can totally see where people are coming from, but it doesn't bother me personally. I love the piano loop, which is backed by a smooth beat, kind of held together with some sort of gentle 16th. It really carries the song, and Pusha T's vocals blend with it brilliantly and create probably what's the album's smoothest track. I'm a sucker for that melodic synth too, which adds a bit more emotional depth than some of the other songs have on the album. The chorus by Tony Williamson is catchy too. There's just so many good things about this song. Now that's how the ting go, I'm back from Santo Domingo. The city, Santo Domingo, no doubt making an appearance because of its reputation as, one of the sort of drug capitals of the world. That chorus, the first time I listened to the album, I had that stuck in my head for days. Great stuff. Brilliant track. Santeria, track 4. Another favourite. And probably I'd say the best track on the album, the most memorable. This time the lyrics take a slight turn from the usual talk of dealing and deal with the death of Pusha T's friend and tour manager, Davon Pickett, who was stabbed to death. I feel this is the peak of the production on the album. I really, really love it. The breakdown halfway through the song, Y te va a la mañana, which is sung entirely in Spanish by 070 Shake with, tons of reverb. And this sort of unsettling droning sound in the background is just really affecting and memorable, a real highlight moment on the album. Towards the end, the beat speeds up and there's an increase in intensity of Pusha T's rapping before it all kind of fades back out into that sort of haunting Spanish bit that I've mentioned, which, a great ending to the song. A fantastic track that feels much longer than its 3-minute running length because it just does so much. Finally, I'm going to talk about What Would Meek Do, track 6. Notably, this features a verse by Kanye addressing the sort of controversial comments he made months before the album's release about Trump and slavery. Although, in my view, the verse does little to kind of add anything interesting to those comments or explain those comments in any way, it is undoubtedly a really fun verse to listen to. It starts brilliantly. Am I too complex for ComplexCon? Everything ye say cause a new debate. The whole thing just has a real fun flow to it, and I dug it, even if, like I say, the lyrics didn't have all that much depth or add anything particularly to the comments. Needless to say, the production is as smooth as butter again. Although these are definitely the songs that stood out to me, I like all the tracks on this album. The production on, for example, track 2, The Games We Play, with its kind of clangy guitar, bringing back, to me, touches of college dropout era Kanye, was another highlight for me. And there are many others, but, I haven't got time to talk about them all. So those are my sort of 4 highlight tracks, but I did like the other ones very much too. Tea of Judgment time. I'm going to give this an 8. I think it's great. It's an album with great production. I'm going to stop saying that word great now. I need to crack the thesaurus out. It's got Really good, superb production from start to finish by Kanye. Although I wouldn't say there's anything as stand out on the production front as on Kids See Ghosts, except for Santeria, which is excellent. The production is really, really good and makes the album really enjoyable throughout. The vocals maintain their intensity all the way through the album, and although the kind of theme of the lyrics isn't something I'm all that interested in, I found, the way that Pusha T brings these things across and the rhymes that he makes and just his cadence singing through the album is really kind of draws you into what he's singing, and you can tell he's just a really, really good rapper. And, there's something to be said about singing about what you know. Pusha T knows dealing, so that's what he sings about. Fair play to him. It's a great album, and I'm really liking this kind of 7-track, just over 20-minute situation that Kanye's got going with these 5 releases. Thanks for watching. You can head over to our website at stickaroundpodcast.com for, details about the podcast that we do and articles. We write about all sorts of pop culture. Please subscribe, press the button down there. That would be awesome. Do you agree with this review? Do you disagree? No comments about my hair, please. I'm about to get that cut, so next time it'll be, probably a little bit less unruly. And yeah, just thanks for watching. Comments below. But remember, be kind to each other. I'll see you next time.